Okay, there we go. We're recording. I'm sure you know. Again, you got a good grade, so this is mostly for the people on the video and less for you. But this lab is not really about goldfish. The idea here is to get you familiar with the scientific process. You know, the observation, question, hypothesis, prediction, and then testing your hypothesis using multiple predictions, all that stuff that you can read in the lab. So that was the main purpose. And that being said, let's look into it here. Um, that's the introduction. This is good. You chose a hypothesis as you had to, right? And your prediction matched your hypothesis. Some people mess that up. Obviously, your prediction needs to match your hypothesis because your prediction is basically just restating your hypothesis in a specific way that talks about how you're going to test it. And I'll come back to that here in a second. All right, looking at your data, it looks like you did the right things. You know, like I've done this so much, I kind of know what fish two, fish three, fish four, fish five, I kind of know what they look like. I don't need to go check it. If there's anything wrong, like if it's really off, I can tell. And yours wasn't. So I assume you did it exactly correctly. Same thing with your fish, your data. That looks good. No one ever misses points. Some people get it wrong because they miscount, and you can tell because the number is about twice as high as it should be.
Oh
But no
yeah.
one misses points for that because it's a good learning moment. But yours was right on track, so we don't need to talk about that. Do you have any questions so
Oh
far?
no, I ain't got no questions so far.
Sorry. Okay. So for your graph, and people do this all the time, so don't feel bad. It's the first graph of the semester, but you really want to make sure your graphs are as informative as possible, right? So somebody who's never even seen this lab and has no idea what this lab is about should be able to read your graph and know what it's about.
Okay.
Now I'm going to give you some really specific instructions, and I'm not saying it would have to be this specific to get full credit, but in a perfect world, it would need to be this specific. So you see, you did miss a point for your title, right? So if you look, nowhere on here does it say that we're talking about goldfish in cold water and different temperatures of water, right?
Mm.
So anybody looking at this graph who doesn't know what the lab is about could be like, all right, temperature, breaths in 30 seconds, average breaths. So you might assume that's how many times a human breathes, depending on what their temperature is, or whatever the case may be. So you lost only 1 point for that. So your graph, your title should be more um, descriptive. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay, so somewhere either in the title you should have said something about goldfish in different temperatures of water, or maybe even just goldfish. You could put average breaths of goldfish, and then right here where it says temperature, you could have put temperature of water. You know what I mean? Does that make sense?
Yeah, I do. Yeah.
Okay, good, good. Not that big of a mistake. And the other thing, and this is really nothing wrong. Let me back up a second. Sometimes you have really specific instructions, and it's not because it's that important. Like whether you have the bars going this way like you do or this way in the grand scheme of things isn't that important.
Mm.
But there are some things in my labs and in the course where I give you specific instructions just because as a college educated person you should be very good at following specific instructions.
Mm.
So you did get 1 point off for having it the wrong way.
Oh, okay. So I'm supposed to have it vertical instead of
Yeah,
horizontal. Okay.
yeah, exactly. But a better way of putting it, and you are correct. But where is it at? And
So,
a lot of people do that. But see, on your x-axis, you should have the 5 data categories.
oh, okay, okay.
Yeah. Um, anyway, so yeah, not a big deal. But it's small things like that might make somebody a B student versus an A student. But also that's what the extra credit's for, right? So I get nitpicky, but then you can also do extra credit to make up for those few points that you lost.
So if I wanted to fix up my graph, I just got to fix up the title on it, and then also uh, make the bars go upward.
Yeah. So you would, have something enough information where we know that we're talking about the change of breaths of goldfish
Mm.
in different temperatures of water.
Okay,
Yeah, and then flip it. Uh,
gotcha.
so then this here, oh, this is a big mistake. Not a big mistake. It's a small mistake that a lot of people make. And again, this isn't that big of a deal, but it says include your source. So whenever it says include your source, make sure you look it up, even if you know the answer. Because I've had a few students who say, I just know this, and that's okay. But another thing you should be in the habit of as a college educated citizen is when you're saying something, you should back it up. Like even me, I teach this class, but when I'm talking to my friends about environmental issues, or I guess texting with them, I don't just say, "Oh, I know it." Like I back it up with something. Like here's an article that
Mm.
proves this or supports it. Here's a peer reviewed journal that supports this. So be careful of that throughout the semester. You'll see things that say include your source. So yeah, make sure you do that. But yeah, your answer was good though, right? Taking an average gives us more understanding of what the result for a group, right? And which is perfect because that's exactly right. You're looking at the group as a whole because just one goldfish, that wouldn't work out. In your case, it did because your numbers matched the rest of them. But yeah, it's important to take an average, and that is one of the reasons why. So good answer. But again, just being nitpicky, you lost a point for not looking it up, including a source.
Okay.
But again, I'm nitpicky because you still got a good grade, and you can still
Oh yeah, no, I understand.
okay, you can still do extra credit to make up for that. Then the rest of us look good. So do you think these rules can be applied to? No one missed this. As long as someone answered question 19, they got it correct. I'm going to read yours since I have you on here. Since we have an average of 5 goldfish compared to just one, I feel like it gives a better chance. Correct. Okay, I like your thinking because you're saying instead of just one, we had more than just one. Therefore, we could apply. So you're thinking, like I would argue, overall, I would say no. I don't think we can apply this to all the goldfish because we only have 5. Right. So if you were to do statistics, that would mean it would be statistically insignificant. But even better, like your line of thinking was the same line of thinking that I had. So even though I don't think we had enough, you made a good point. We had 5, not just one. So very good answer.
Appreciate it.
Number 20. Do you think these results can be applied to all goldfish? Why this is going to be only applied to goldfish? And I like that. Yeah, exactly. That's what no one missed that one either, as long as they answered it, because these are all just like opinions. So yeah, I don't think it'd be applied to all fish either because every fish is different. And I really wish this website would have done things different. I wish there was a certain temperature where it peaked, like, yeah, it did this for a bit, but then it went back down or something. I wish it did that because that would be more realistic, but whatever. I didn't make it. I like, okay, it's 21. Another way we can determine respiration rate, heart rate, right? Yeah, if we could somehow figure out a way to, measure the goldfish's heart rate, that would work. Write a hypothesis as the noise increases, respiration will increase. Good. You did good on that. 23, you did good. A lot of people miss this because you said this part and study the goldfish's breathing, right? So you're specific. You're saying this is how we're going to see, you're not just going to say the respiration rate increases. You say specifically we're going to study the breathing. So very good. And then the small nitpicky thing. Now that I'm looking at it, you did so good. It's only nitpicky things. So make sure you always save it as a PDF before you upload it.
Okay.
Now that one, in addition to being nitpicky, like I said, for reasons of, make sure you follow the directions. But that one actually is important because later, I don't know why, but I've noticed that some labs, if you don't submit it as a PDF, parts of it will just be missing.
Oh, okay.
So then you'll literally just you might get like a 50%, not because you didn't do it, because when you uploaded it, it's just completely
disappeared. Yeah.
So yeah, very good. I'm glad to see this. Yeah, everything you missed was just like small nitpicky stuff. So you did a great job.
I appreciate it. Yeah, I'll definitely go back and fix up my mistakes and things like that.
Perfect. All right. So, like I said, you earned a 10% boost to your grade for this. So, do you want me to wait for you to resubmit it before I give you the boost? So you do intend to fix it and resubmit it?
Yeah. I'll definitely just go back and refix it and stuff like that.
All right. So then after you do that, then I'll do the 10% boost. And if you want, you might need to remind me. Maybe send me an email or maybe somewhere on the
whenever I'll submit it, I'll just send you an email just saying that I turned it in and things like that.
Great. Well, thanks for coming to get the feedback, and thanks for letting me record it and share it.
Oh, you're welcome. I appreciate you giving the feedback.
My pleasure. Have a great weekend.
You too. Appreciate it.
Bye.